My throat feels a bit tight, you know? I need something to get it a bit loose.
Eat honey.
It's funny.
That's funny, honey. Holy fuck, dude! You're actually a rapper.
Bro, I'm the real Buzz.
Enough out of you.
Did you think that's enough out of you?
Yeah.
You'd always get the throat coat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right, yeah,
It's like a tea or something, and then the guy who posted it, like talking about it, everyone in these comments just kept saying throat goat.
That's what they used to call me back in college.
silence is deafening.
That's okay. A illicit giggles, not laughs.
I laugh at stuff you say.
That's just because you want me to get on my knees.
Gay.
All right. That's 7.5 minutes. All right. Have you had another session of the vigilante campaign double since the last? I mean,
No, we haven't, right? You're a part of that.
no, like the other one with the other players. I guess they're not vigilantes. I don't know what.
I think their name is the Beaumont Group or something.
I'm sorry, I'm back. What'd you say, Tippy?
That's the other group, right? The Beaumont Group.
Yeah.
Ram was asking if you did another session with them.
Oh no, I can't until all the groups get up to the same day.
I see. All right. Are you excited for it?
I'm dreading it a little bit.
Whoa, dreading. I guess you want to live up to the bar you've set for yourself.
Yeah, I also just don't know how I'm gonna like have it go. Like I don't know how it's like. How do I like? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Okay. I don't know if that's fucked, but I really hope Shark Boy dies.
In Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
No. From like doubles, they've got a bunch of like duels going on. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Was not.
Mm. Well, there's a guy that has his name is Frenzy, and he's got a shark motif. He's pretty cool. But the person he's fighting just has so much like superior aura.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I kind of hope he dies.
I believe that.
I mean,
Like if you
I
were a guy,
did,
if you-
I did tell my players like, hey, by the way, guys, he's like fucked. He's like way out of his
Yeah.
league right now.
Like, is Flo really gonna stand up that good of a chance against Falco? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that guy really looks like he gets shit done.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a little peek behind the curtain. She rolled really fucking bad.
Oh, so okay, it's gonna be tough. You know, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of glad because that guy is really hot, and I kind of want him to be out here killing people.
Like, Frenzy really should have swapped opponents with Hart because I didn't even roll for Hart in her fight because there's no world where she loses that fight.
I see. It's just not the same caliber.
There's a certain point where it's like this is like there's no role that this guy could do that would get him out of this situation. Like he's
That's-
fucked. Like they really should have swapped opponents, but you know.
His life. What about Dawnbreak and De Fiore?
That was pretty like closely matched, so I rolled for that one.
Mm. Okay, I see. Because Dawnbreak does have the superior aura, I do have to say.
Yeah, Dunbrick is he's a star elemental. So he actually doesn't do
Right.
fire. He does it's like it's more like ignited helium. Or sorry, not helium, hydrogen.
That's pretty cool. I feel like Nightlight versus Marma would be a really fun fight to see.
Nightlight is one of the names that I was so fucking proud of myself for making. I was like, oh, this is cute. It's adorable. I love this.
Yeah. She looks like she has such a good time and she's so happy and upbeat. And I feel like Marmo is going to be the kind that's like very superior and posh and she's very composed, but she slowly loses her shit over the course of the fight.
I mean, yeah, she is pissed. She had to leave a party for this.
Yeah, crazy. And you can see it must have been a good party. She's dressed for a good party.
Yeah.
I feel like Daria is going to fold immediately when she sees her.
Oh, Daria already folded for someone else. Like, I was asking people, I was like, oh, on like both sides, who was your favorite? And I remember I was like, I already know who your favorite on the load side is, Daria. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, Daria, you said unprompted about this one character when I mentioned her that she was so hot. And I was like, I know.
It's a Deso, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even say anything like directly about her, and you just immediately went on that. I know which one's your favorite on that side. I don't need to ask.
Vaguely emo and she looks like he's got her shit together and she's holding a wallet. Bro, Daria doesn't stand a chance. Okay, also it is now 250. Yeah, hit me.
Recap time. Last session, I think it started with Mavis popping back into existence. She was at like kind of near the coast, and she's just kind of taking a look around. At some point, Camellia shows up and was like, "Hey, did you guys do this?" And Mavis obviously doesn't know, so she's like, "I don't know," but like, okay. Camellia invites her, I guess. So she basically tells her, "Follow me into the ocean. I have to like check on something." They go into the ocean, and then we see a bunch of dead mermaids alongside the dead mermaid. Ariel's also been murdered in the storms that have started to appear. After, I don't know, checking out the situation, they leave the ocean, and Mavis turns into a bird, or Mavis was a bird already? I don't fully remember. And like she spots Rayla and Bryn Mawr in the forest. I think at that point they weren't doing too much. I think Rayla was trying to like see where Darasha went, and like Darasha seemingly went towards the maze. And she kind of said she would. Mavis shows up still as a bird, and then Camellia follows after. And then she asks, "Hey, what the fuck did you guys do?" And Rayla is obviously like, I kind of told her that like her son's like alive and whatever. And like now she's freaking out, and Camellia's obviously like, "Why the fuck would you do that?" And Rayla's like, "I don't know. I just did." But since yeah, I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
so she's like,
it's not even like, oh, why'd you do this? It's like, I didn't know this random like I didn't know that would set her off.
I don't know. I don't know how you can miss the birth of your child. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Wait,
Not-
that's a good point, yo. How did that happen?
Neither
it's
of my
not
parents
Mprex.
came to my own birth.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Dang it.
so
I'm unoriginal.
That's okay. You're stealing from the best. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is an icon.
That's true. But yeah, so somehow, yeah, Darasha missed the birth of her own son. Don't know how that happened. Not Mpreg. That was confirmed to me. So we have to explore other options. So yeah, Camilla's obviously like, you're a fucking idiot. And Rilla's like, yeah, my bad. But since, you know, the city's been evacuated and one threat has been taken out, Camilla's like, okay, you guys should just go finish up kind of the job, go murder Peter, and then I don't feel like, apparently she said she'll take care of the other two. I don't remember that, but
I'm pretty sure she said that, like, now that the city's evacuated, she doesn't have to worry about that. Like, am I crazy, Roma? She said that, right?
She did. She did.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember why else she would have mentioned the city being evacuated.
okay, then yeah. So he's murdering the other two while we were told to go after Peter. Since we couldn't really do the whole like pretending to be a child to lure him gambit, we just kind of show up to where he is. I don't remember how we know where he is,
Mavis.
but like,
Yeah,
Mavis?
Hope figured it out.
Yeah, Mavis was like, Hope, sniff him
Oh.
out like a bloodhound. And he was like, you got it.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, we asked Hope for help. So then yeah, we find Peter in the woods with like a bunch of children sitting around a fire. We like approach him, but we don't really have a plan. At some point, Rayla goes up and like she tries to do this thing where she tries to take over like the song with her own music, but it doesn't really work. And through some series of bad decisions, one of the kids get murdered. And then once that happens, it kind of like all hell breaks loose where like the other two start to attack. And then we see this like gambit start to form where like Bryn Mawr gets really, really big and he's like super duper big now. So that's pretty cool. And when that happens, he kind of just like, I don't know. I remember he squishes Tinkerbell, I think.
Yeah.
And like he
Yeah.
destroys like were you gonna say something, Double?
No. It's just like, he killed the Tinkerbell.
He did kill Tinkerbell.
He did. She only had 1 HP, by the way. Just want to put that out there.
Oh.
Oh, poor Tinkerbell.
I feel like that means she was obscenely powerful.
Yeah, she had some really good spells.
Well, we'll never know because she got squashed
Oh.
like a little bug.
No.
So she died, and then and then Bryn Mawr, like Peter starts like, I don't know, teleporting around, saying some really well done lines and good, I don't know, good dialogue, and he's dipping around. At some point, Bryn Mawr destroys like the treehouse that they have, and that's all going on.
He walks through it like Jason Voorhees through a wall.
Yeah, he does that, and it all collapses. Throughout all this, I think Rayla is just like, she's doing her little dance to try to like protect the kids from the song, and that is kind of working. At some point, Bryn Mawr kind of picks up all the kids and like keeps them with him, and that kind of frees Rayla up to like shoot Peter, which she does. He like reforms, he like regroups, but he kind of gets himself killed again. And at that point, Mavis kind of gets her opportunity to like swoop in and like, I don't know, like she kind of wants to torture him a bit, so she's aiming to give him like a very violent death. So she uses the worms to do that. While she's doing that, Rayla also casts like her own abilities to maybe try to see Peter's memories, and hopefully like Mavis is also kind of trying to do that, so we can see like, I think there's like one kid left that we don't know where they are. We're trying to see where their location, so we're trying to.
Oh no,
They're
he
both
said
trying to do that.
he said that was a lie. He just tried to do that to get
Oh.
away.
That's what you figured out with your ability, actually, that it was a
Yeah.
bluff.
Right, now I know that as the Ash. But yeah, so I guess they find that out. It was just like a little lie. and then he dies a pretty violent death. And I think that's it. I think that's where we end the session.
That is indeed where you last ended up. So you can get yourself a nice inspiration, and you can join the D&D Beyond maps. As we will begin where we last left off, you guys are in the field, in what used to be Peter's hideout. It is a lot more calm now that Peter is gone. All the shadow creatures everywhere around you begin to scuttle off into the woods, scrabble and boggle. All of the shadows dancing in the firelight of the camp run away as well. The two puddles slowly melt into the ground, revealing a clear passage. Renmore, you can hear the children in that you still hold in your hands grow a bit calmer, and after a few moments, you no longer feel them fighting or trying to escape your grasp, or like wriggling inside of it. And the forest falls silent. Rayla, you have eyes on Mavis from where you are. You yourself, Brynmore as well. And you can see that after she's finished off Peter, surrendered him to the worms and devoured him, her hand still thrown out and exposed to where Peter was, comes back around to the level of her chest. And slowly she begins to ball up as worms erupt from her skin, devouring themselves and her in the process, as she gets smaller and smaller, from a regular human to a volleyball, to a baseball, to a tennis ball, a golf ball, ping pong ball, until she is nowhere. You can hear in the distance, the sound of thunder, the wind, the fires, the waves crashing. They all come back to you now that Peter's camp's magic has been stripped away. What do you do?
I think Rayla will kind of move over to where Mavis was, and like as she does that, if anyone would be looking to her, you see her like kind of like ripping at her throat and like coughing, like pretty intensely as she moves over, and she's just trying to like she kind of just like feels at the ground and is looking around. Is there any sign of like where the worms went or like what happened to them?
It almost looks like you could see as Mavis turned into like a ball, the ball itself was floating in the air. It didn't land on the ground or ever. It always was at least 3 feet high in the air. There doesn't seem to be any sign of worms on the ground that are just visible by the eye.
And like when the ball was like shrinking, it just kind of like shrunk and shrunk and shrunk, and it was just like boop, gone.
Yep, like it was being compressed by its own gravity.
Rayla kind of like slowly gets up and kind of shakes her head to herself. I guess that's new. I should walk out. Brynmore, are you okay?
I think at this point, I think Enlarged Reduce would probably be not over, but I don't think Mavis is concentrating on that anymore. So I think he'd be going back down to Huge. So I think he could still be holding the children at that size, because I think he can maintain this for about 10 minutes. So yeah, he'll just kind of like look over his shoulder a bit. I'm fine. Well,
How are the kids doing?
he'll just like hold his hands out.
Are they like asleep?
Yep, at the moment they are asleep. They seem to have had a long weekend, so to speak.
fair. Okay.
I can't hold this for too long, so if we want to be, in terms of ease of traveling, we should go now. Probably have about 9.5 minutes left.
Okay.
Also,
We need to
above
figure out-
game, I don't remember, because I know Daria mentioned that she was going to cast Gentle Repose on the child that died, but I don't know if she did that during combat or if she said she was going to do that after. I don't remember.
I was gonna do it after.
Like-
I don't think she did it.
Okay.
She did not, in fact, do it during
Yeah,
combat.
so this kid's fucked for now.
Yeah.
But Brynmore doesn't know what that is or why you would do it, so he kind of just looks over. What about the corpse?
I can carry him. I carry them. This is someone's
Understand.
kid.
Wait, didn't you guys mention the rods of resurrection to Brynmore?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. Did we? I don't remember. Maybe?
I don't remember if you guys did do it or if you danced around it.
I don't remember either.
Well, I'll assume he doesn't know.
Yeah. I'm just like trying to like out of character take. I did not keep up very well with how many uses of the Rod of Resurrection I had. I'm pretty sure I used almost all of it during the maze. I had like nothing by the end of the maze.
Did you know they recharge?
Yeah, but you need all 5 charges for a resurrection.
Yeah, and it's been... Has it been 1 or 2 days? I think it's just 1 day, right? Since the maze?
No, at this point it's been 2 days. However, Rayla, you'd only used one of the rods.
But I don't have
Oh,
I can't
right.
attune the other one.
There's one rod that you can just use, isn't there? There's one that you just have.
I have 2 rods. One of them needs attunement by like a cleric, druid, or paladin.
Yeah,
I have another rod that's just like for me as
Yeah.
like a special gal. I can't use the one that I'm not attuned to, but I did use the one I was attuned to, and I'm pretty sure I used like 4 charges of that. If it's been 2 days, does that mean it's down to
Back
like
to 3
I
then.
have? Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, above game, I wanted to. Well, I was gonna have Brynmore talk about it, but above game, I think it's probably good if we keep the child corpse away from the people who evacuated, so that we don't have to explain that we can resurrect people. We should. That would. I think we would start a cult. So I don't.
Okay, that's fair. So what if we? Okay.
We could bury him somewhere, and then come back. I guess. You know what we could also do, because I don't know if you remember, Yesh, we can go to I forgot how to pronounce his name, that giant's hideout. We've had access to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one can say his name. I love that. Sorry, continue.
Because like I vaguely remember how to say it, but I was like, this is not the right way to say it.
We do have access to that. Why do you want to go back?
I'm just saying above gay, like we could store the body there.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Do you have any better ideas?
No, I think that's valid. I think that is a little place for us to store dead bodies if we need to.
'Cause
It
it's a
just
place
takes time for us to get there.
we can use the dagger. Remember we unlocked the circle.
Oh.
Shell doesn't remember.
We can also
shit.
go to Andre's house at any time.
I thought Andre. Oh yeah, Andre got it.
Because Mavis
His house.
freaking just, in a spint of inspiration, just drew a magical circle in there.
An instinct of inspiration. Fair. Yeah, that's fair. We could keep him there. That's fair. Yeah. I didn't remember we had magical access to this cave. What the hell?
Yeah, it was like, since we like did stuff with that like teleportation circle, the daggers, I remember we were able to use the daggers to like access that like tear.
Oh, okay.
That's how we got back to Andre's house that one time. Actually, wait, no. We got teleported back to Andre's house and then Mavis drew the circle there.
Okay. Wait. Can I try opening that portal to the cave then?
More than try. You can even succeed.
Oh my god. We have so many abilities. What the hell?
We have 2 safe
Um,
houses.
We have 2 save houses. Yeah, she'll open the portal to the cave.
You do so.
Can
You
she-
open the portal and you can see right on the other side the same cave that you'd been in so long ago. Which is not on D&D Beyond. You're just gonna have to live with that.
That's fair. We can get the
Fair.
butler guy to take care of the body for us, and be very specific with your words. I don't think he ever does like any ironic twist things, but you never know.
What do we want him to do with the body?
Just, put it somewhere like safe. Again, this is me saying this above game because Brynmore has no fucking idea that you guys killed a giant.
That we killed the giant? Yeah, that's fair.
Not a lot of people do, actually. Kind of
They're
a little
not-
secret.
There's not that many.
Yeah, but
right,
like
right,
I don't
right.
think even the Ordo knew of him. At least if they did, I don't think they know that we killed him. Because he's kind of on his own for the most part, so I think they don't even know he's dead.
That's true. That was one of our. Okay, yeah. Rayla will go through. Is like the cave everything the exact same? Looks like no one's touched it.
Yep.
Okay. Then yeah, she would probably go in and like she would bring the kid and try to find like he used to have like a bed, right? She'd probably like place him on the bed.
Let's see. The butler comes up to you. Ah, welcome back, mistress.
Hi,
Nice.
it's been a while.
Indeed it has. I hope you are pleased with the condition of your hideout. Would you care for any tea and crumpet?
I'm okay. If Rayla takes a look around, what is like the state of the hideout?
It's pretty much the same as you last left it. The alchemy lab has been a little bit cleared up. The bed has been kept nice and clean. You can see the portal itself is a bit different than before, but that's because Mavis and Andre upgraded it back in the day.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, the hideout looks good. So Rayla just has like this kid in her hands. I need to leave this uh, uh, this corpse, I guess, of this child we're trying to help here for a little while.
I see. Shall I incinerate them? I can give
No.
them to you and... Oh, of course.
We need them and their body fully intact, so I'm gonna leave them on this bed. We're gonna come back. I would appreciate it if you make sure nothing hurts it, nothing tries to. Don't incinerate it, don't hurt it. Make sure it's like the same as it is now. We need this.
He gives you a bow. Of course, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Rayla's gonna place the kid on the bed. Is there like is there a way Rayla could use her like I don't know if her influence is still up. Is her influence still up at this point?
No.
Can she use her pure coolness and aura to try to use her magic to find a way to like slow down the decay even like a little bit?
How do you do that?
I think she would try to kind of like she would hold like the child in her arms and like very gently she would kind of just like try to sway and like hum like a nice little lullaby and like in that way she's trying to like invoke like obviously like a sense of dance and heart to try to maybe like imbue either imbue the body with her own magic to decay, like to prevent the decay, or like kind of like seal the body.
Yeah, that's totally something that will be within your purview. Make a check. That would be a charisma check here.
Charisma. Charisma. I want it to be better than this. I'm gonna use my inspiration. 19.
19 is pretty good. You form a ward over the child, and that should keep him safe for at least a few weeks. During that time, the decay should be drastically slowed.
Okay, then yeah, Rayla's gonna like kind of like leave them on the bed. She's gonna tuck in their body, and then she will step out of the portal.
All right. You do so, and you're out.
And she'll close it.
The portal closes behind you. Brynmore, did you follow her inside?
No, he's just holding on to the children.
All right, Rayla, you come back to Brynmore.
I also think he's too big right now. I think he's currently 32 feet tall.
You're a big guy.
Yeah, I had to go check the the size stuff.
Once like Rayla comes back, like was Brynmore watching her at all?
I mean, I guess.
We, then yeah, she would probably just say, "We have a place we can keep him for a while, and we maybe have a means of bringing them back. So it might not be the best idea to bring them back to like their parents for now."
That,
So that's why I did that. I didn't just like kidnap that kid.
well, that does make sense. Was that factored into your plan going into this? A little pragmatic,
well-
but I mean, it works.
Well, like not exactly. Well, the hope was to not have to do this, but
I guess it's good we have the option. As morbid as it is.
yeah. Usually, well, this would have been easier if Mavis was around, but she's not.
We will have to make do then. He will stand up to his full height. Can he get an idea of where people were evacuated to?
You're a decent ways further away from the city right now. So, since you're in the middle of a forest, it's kind of hard for you to see anything. You could still attempt a perception check with the disadvantage, though.
What if I'm 32 feet tall?
You know, most trees are probably not 32 feet tall, so you know that's fair. No disadvantage.
Guidance.
Let's go. Ooh, that could have been better, but you know, it'd be like that. To a 13. Yeah, 13.
13, you don't find any specific person, but you can see there's a lot of people that are being, or not people, rather, you can see there's a lot of wooden wagons that have set off in a caravan from the city. There's gotta be hundreds of them. Some of them are fancier than others, some of them are in better shape, some of them are pulled by horses, some of them seem to pull themselves.
Okay, I see the caravan where the evacuation's going. How exactly should we go about doing this?
How far away was the caravan?
It's left the city not too long ago, so since it is heading away from you, it would take you longer to try and catch up to it. If you were to walk, you probably wouldn't catch up to it. If you like ran or other special types of movement, you could probably catch up to it in about an hour, maybe two.
Mm.
And if you flew, 5 minutes.
We need the children.
Hmm.
Mm.
Maybe I shouldn't ask this question because it just requires math. That D&D does not take into consideration. Because like I feel like I could get pretty far with how big Bryn Mawr is in these like 9 minutes he has. However, like I guess it depends. How dense is the trees here? Because that might require stepping through the trees, which
Yeah, it would be pretty difficult actually for Bryn Mawr to get anywhere with his current size because there's just too many trees. You'd have to crush them and destroy them anywhere you pass, and that's significantly slower than even just like a regular person walking would be.
I see. How many kids are there? Could Rayla
5, I think.
5? If like Rayla used like her full wingspan, because she's like a bird, could she like lift all of them?
Yes, but keeping them on top of you would be a challenge unless you had some other way of keeping them secure, or maybe a person or whatever. Just putting that out there. Also, I'm just gonna read again the name of the item giving you the wings. Rokiazaz flight, a small pair of draconic wings.
No, it's like a bird.
Crazy.
Sure.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
Bryn Mawr could. I don't know if Bryn Mawr has like I'm assuming you would like Bryn Mawr to not be huge when he's on top of Rayla. So
Yeah.
I mean, even with his size of 9 feet, I mean, would his wingspan be enough to be able to hold all the children while he's on Rayla's back?
Probably yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to try an athletics check to make sure none of them slipped off.
Yeah.
We should tie them
But
down.
you could probably hold all of them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have something to tie, like secure them to Bryn Mawr, that would be good.
You got rope? Did you get born with rope like everyone else
yeah,
did?
as every D&D character's birthright, everyone has a rope. I do have a rope.
We can tie them to you. Yeah, you ever seen like those little leashes people put on children?
Yes. The fucking body harnesses, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we can make we can tie them all together.
I guess he will take a little bit of time to secure the children to him.
Are you shrunk yet?
No, but he can do that now. He can kind of just do it, so. He will lightly, gently set all the children down as he will shrink in size.
Okay, while he's doing that, Rayla will bust out the wings and like, I don't know. She'll probably just crouch down to like give like Bryn Mawr room to like load the children up. I don't know how to say any of this. That doesn't sound insane. But I also choose the worst ways to phrase things, I think. So
Bryn Mawr will
yeah, she'll
just
do it.
start, tying them to him.
You strap the children to yourself. You can make a survival check to see how good of a knot you make.
You got it. Can I argue he has advantage since he's seen sailors tie knots?
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, okay, first one was pretty decent.
Nice.
All right, 20, not natural.
20 not natural. You managed to tie yourself to the children very securely. It would be very difficult for them to come off of you, and you will not have to make an athletics check
All right.
to keep them secure on the drive or the flight.
You will hold them close and then just get on Air Rayla.
Rayla.
Probably shouldn't get too. We probably should sit down a couple minutes away from them.
Yeah, good idea. I won't fly too high either, I think.
There's also the issue of actually finding their parents if Peter didn't just kill them. Carmel, she didn't ever mention that what happened to their parents, right?
No.
I wouldn't put it past Peter to kill them, but I feel like he might have been a bigger issue if he was doing that.
Let's see. There must be like a leader or someone of the caravan we can talk to.
Yes, if there's some kind of guard in charge of it, we can try to find them.
Can you point me in the direction it was?
Yeah, he kind of like points in the general area.
Um,
He kind of like points in the general direction that they were going, just being like, I'm sure you'll be able to like catch up. Like at the moment you get like even a little bit close to them, you'll see it.
okay. Once he like points in a direction, Rayla will Rayla will take to the skies. She won't fly like too high. She'll try to like stay like a little bit above like the trees. And she'll go in the direction that Brynmore pointed in.
All right, you do so, and it just takes you a few minutes, and you already arrive near the caravan. You can see that everybody in the caravan seems to be quite agitated. There's people that are running, that are bringing barrels here or there, pushing things, pushing people on top of carts, picking up fallen objects. There's a lot of people on horseback. A lot of them seem to be merchants that are running back and forth from the start or the head of the convoy to the back. And many of them are running their horses from the city. You can see they seem to be particularly loaded. Most of them have carts behind them that are filled with either bags of something or people in now damp and rugged clothes. Hard to tell at the moment from where you are.
Scanning like the caravan, does it look like there's any like guards around or like, I don't know, any particular wagon? I guess it looks more important than the rest.
The wagons vary drastically in terms of fanciness and importance. It seems most of the wagons are just like whichever ones were available. There is a person at the head that does seem to be giving out orders, though. A man in particularly nice silver armor. From where you are, though, you can't really make out too much of what he's saying. You can just see him pointing at people as those people leave and go in the directions he's pointing, doing this or that.
Okay.
Maybe we should sit down in front of them. Well, like, not right in front of them, of course, but like a little bit of ways ahead, unless there's a clearing nearby.
In front of like the caravan, is there like any clear area that like Rayla could kind of set down?
At the moment, the caravan is heading further inland, trying to get some height. So they're going through some slopes that have lightly forested areas. So it's actually a pretty good place for you to set down.
Then yeah, she would probably try to set down somewhere where like there's like a little bit of cover.
Okay.
But that's near the front of the caravan.
You do that without any issue. You can see in the skies above the city an enormous pillar of flame rising at least 100 feet above the city. A large shadow of a clawed, fanged thing can be seen all the way from where you are.
I'd like to go and help, but if she had to evacuate the city, something tells me we may not be much of that.
I don't think she needs us.
Even then, what's the saying? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
I think there might be limits to that. I'm really just gonna like look at the flame column that's erupting.
I'm not saying we should go, I'm just saying I wish, but it seems like would be more of a detriment there. I guess the help that she would rather have and not need would not be us. However, that is currently not our objective, as he's just like slowly untying them.
Rayla will like help with untying, and as she does, what should we say when we get up to the front of this caravan?
That we found some children that were left behind. Not necessarily a lie. I guess it is a lie of omission, but the rest of it's not really that important, at least not to them. I doubt they know that there was some magic individual stealing children. I guess they were like those men that I slayed.
No, that makes sense. They don't really need to know all that.
Will hold all the children in his wingspan like he's a big Santa Claus.
You're just holding all of them?
Yeah.
After a few minutes, the caravan, you can see it appear on the little hill that's just in front of you. They keep rushing forward, the horse walking at a good trot.
Right. Renmore will hold all the children and just start walking forward.
Walk forward, you can see the man on a horse pointing at people. Okay, you go take care. He sees you and
Excuse me.
turns to you.
We found some children that were left behind in the city.
He squints. Left behind, but you're in front of us. Catch. He throws a little ball at you.
I mean,
Can-
his hands are kind of full.
Can Rayla intercept and catch this ball?
Yeah, sure. It's just a toss, not a throw.
Yeah, she'll take it, so he doesn't have to drop the children.
You catch it, and you can see a little light start to emit from it, growing brighter and then fading, and then growing brighter and then fading. 3 repetition. At which point, the third one, it grows really bright and almost envelops you fully in the light until it vanishes. Huh. Well, you're not Fae. Okay, we'll join the caravan. Put them in one of the wagons.
Oh, so
We
you know? Okay, actually, this makes this easier. It was a Fae individual trying to kidnap them. I didn't think you knew.
Yeah, keep that to yourself, though. Put them in one of the wagon that has any space. We don't have people identified at the moment, so just make sure that they're well kept in there. If they need any medical care or food, we've got some wagons with that. Just go ask one of the people.
I understand. Where's this caravan going, by the way? And Brynmore will start going to one of the carriages to put them away.
Away for now. There's a city further uphill that we're hoping to reach, but we're not going to reach today with this weather. Might be 2 or 3 days away.
I understand. I'm just worried about stragglers.
We got some people running back and forth from the city, getting everybody out we can. Most of the city has been evacuated. About 9 out of 10 people been found here. There's definitely some left inside, but he shrugs. He shakes his head from left to right. Impossible to get everybody out in these conditions.
Well, we do the best we can. We'll gingerly set the children down. I don't believe any of them are too injured, but they definitely will be recovering from something.
Okay, do you need anything? Are you going back? What are you doing?
I believe we'll be going back.
Okay, here. He tosses you a scroll. Give that to Lady Carmelia when you get to her.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. He turns
Before
to another
they-
man. Sir, we've run out of... Okay. Then he begins talking, yapping out orders again.
Before they leave the kids, can Rayla see if, have all of them been, in terms of, the magical effects that they were under, do they all seem fine now?
Roll Arcana.
Arcana. 28.
Pretty good. They are fully cleared of any magical effect. It seems without Peter's influence, that transformation is never going to happen.
And yet Rayla will step away from the caravan.
You do so. They keep going. It's long. It's kilometers long. People are rushing by you, holding, pulling, pushing. You can hear them screaming. There's many people that are crying or holding each other as they drive away from the city that they might never go back to. They've lived their entire life.
she'll like turn to Bren more. When we go back to the city, should we try to find any of the people left behind?
We can certainly try, though. I believe we'll find corpses at this point.
It's worth the look.
It is. I will say most of the straggler comment was more to see what we would do with that child once they're supposedly brought back to life. But it's not a bad
I can't
idea.
say. We'll see.
I trust in your abilities. I saw what you did to Peter.
Really like thinks for a moment. Oh, I guess I did shoot him. Yeah.
You guess you did.
I wasn't the one who killed him.
Okay. I think that's semantics. And I know I did give you a hard time for thinking your only skill was murder, but you are very good at it, so I'll give you that. I guess not murder, killing.
I'd like to say fighting. I don't really want to kill things usually. Unless I suppose they deserve it, I guess. But that's like a little intense. I don't think I get to decide that.
I do understand the sentiment, but perhaps it's just me. I'm not one for euphemisms. I think it messes with you.
Fair. So it's like if we look back to the city, is there still like fire going on?
Every once in a while, you see flares, but they seem to be getting less and less recurrent now.
Fair enough. Should we wait till that's done?
I guess we can still get closer. Rinmer kind of like touches like a bruise on the side of his face. This is strange.
There's a lot. What's exactly strange?
Guess you're not wrong, but I guess it's the pain.
Not used to it?
It's a mixture of both. Well, a couple of things. I know some things that I took then I couldn't dream of surviving now. But it didn't really hurt that much. However, the pain I do feel, it's similar to things I felt in the past, but instead of writhing in pain, I can just keep moving. It's weird, it used to be debilitating. But I was never one to give up, so I guess my body now can follow with my mind.
I guess you seem fine, but that was your first, well, I guess not your first, but I guess so, intentional fight where we did kill someone. Are you just like okay?
Yes. I won't mourn over a monster.
I suppose that's fair. I'm not saying that's like a bad thing or something. I just remember when we first did something like this for the first time, I took it really badly, so.
I think that's understandable. Taking a life is, well, as I've recently experienced, not fun. But I'm sure you're more experienced with that than I am. I'm sure you also didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, I guess he kidnapped us, technically.
You were kidnapped.
I don't know if like it really counts if we like walk in and then they don't let us leave.
That's still kidnapping.
Then yeah, I guess it was kidnapping.
I guess you just made their job easy for them.
Yeah, there was like this big red button and like Andre couldn't resist hitting it and then like things happened.
Why on earth would you touch a big red button?
I know, right? Like, who would do that?
Ooh, that's, I guess this, I mean, it's the same person that was willing to work with a chaotic god of entropy and creation or whatever this was.
Mhm. Also, as we're chatting, can we say we're walking back, by the way?
Are you walking or flying?
We
If
can
you're
fly
walking-
back. I just don't think we should go into the
I
city
don't think
whilst
we
we're still
should
fighting.
fly.
You
I
don't
don't
think we
know.
should fly?
I don't know. Heat rises and we might get hit with like a fucking updraft hot flash and then get fucking knocked out.
Um, we could fly low if you want to fly.
That,
but
that
like,
works. That works.
I just don't think we should go into the city.
Yeah, I don't
until
think we
she's
should
done.
go in proper.
Yeah. So yeah, we can say we're like we fly to like maybe the outskirts of the city, a bit away from it.
All right. So you quickly get close to the city and then just walk in. You can see inside of the city a scene that cannot be seen from the outside. An enormous beast, at least 40, 50 feet tall, on all fours. Atop its back is a small woman. The woman herself is weaving incantations and magics as the beast dashes and launches and scratches and slashes at Carmelia, flying in the air, avoiding most of the blows. The beast itself is quite slow, surely a lot slower than it used to be. Carmelia raises a fist and closes it, and a gasp of flame emits from the beast's throat as it falls to the ground, not to raise again, crushing a house as it falls. The woman at top raises in the air. Carmelia snaps and she also spontaneously combusts, the last of her magics used up, with nothing left to defend herself. Carmelia keeps the fire burning to go through both the beast and Belle until they are nothing more than ash. She begins to fly away towards another house not too far and unseals it, opening large bars that have been set in the way. As from inside, a cart immediately departs. Many people loaded in the back. She speaks to the driver a little bit, and then, only then, notices you. She goes to you, walking quickly. Well, status report.
You will hold up the scroll. Peter is taken care of. Most of the children are safe. He hands over the scroll.
She takes a stroll. Most.
One unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for.
One's
There been
dead.
any-
We still have his body.
Okay.
I was
That's
informed that we can change that condition, so for now unaccounted for.
I appreciate your subtlety. She reads through the scroll. Okay. Most of everyone we will be able to save has been saved. There are only a few holdouts left, but those I've sealed myself. They are criminal and looters that took advantage of the panic. She turns back to you, finishing reading through the scroll. All right, you've done a good enough job today.
Is there
What's
anything
the-
else?
No, for now we should be able to simply continue with the evacuation. You can help me do a few sweeps of the houses to make sure no one has been left stuck or abandoned there.
I should be able to help with any debris.
Appreciated, but be careful not to let your ability show to just anyone.
Of course.
Just seeing you can change some people's minds in unusual ways.
Alright. I wasn't informed. Thank you.
She lets out a deep sigh as the flames that are burning in the building still behind her start to vanish. You can see that the storm starts to grow more intense. Carmelia raises her head towards the the clouds further in the distance. And just kind of looks for a moment. You can see her mouth gradually opens just to be stuck in a almost dumbfounded expression as you can hear the ring of thunder and lightning piercing through great clouds. We need to get out. The two of you follow me.
More will do so.
She takes to the skies and flies away from the city, close to the boulder at the edge of it, where you last saw Darasha.
To like keep up with her, Vela will use her wings, I guess.
Alright, I assume you carry Brynmore?
Mhm.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
follow
I
her.
think, yeah.
Ah, okay. You follow her to the outskirts of the city, and you can see the thunder, the lightning. It grows more intense. The winds are harsher. The rain gets stronger. It hurts a little bit when it touches against your skin now. And out in the distance, from this point on, if you would like to say or do anything, you will have to interrupt me. So just do that. As an ear-splitting ring pierces through the thunder-laden skies, its source is far, far above you in the rain. The strong clouds block your view, but your ears cannot ignore the knell of blades as they clash and block an attack. An excessive blue blade cuts through the clouds in a single sharp whistle, exposing the pair that is fighting to you. The attacker strikes relentlessly with a short blade, thunder booming with each swing, but finding no good hit as the defender parries each hit with practiced dexterity, though clearly not with ease judging from the strength with which she clutches her tool. You recognize the two. The sage pushes her assailant away with a wide swing of her sword and readjusts her leather gloves, tying them to her wrist as tight as the azure orbs that held the lone cloth she wore at the waist. She stretches her back to get rid of the numbness of sudden action, and each of the snaking tattoos that cover her back fuzz up as they begin to come alive. She gripped the handle of her other self, a long katana made of the same metallic material as her beads, firmly, and tilts her head upwards, striking her opponent through the strands of her short, auburn hair, and begins to retaliate, with the lightning dancing along her blade. In front of you, Carmelia brings a hand up to her ear, and you can hear her speak, "Sir, I'm going to need you here. Now." Sirikov stared down at her adversary as she flips back, whirls, and twirls, throwing her blade behind herself in a fluid motion, the swing of the arm bringing the energy that surrounds the both of them to herself, along with small bubbles of darkness hovering behind her back. That weapon was certainly formidable. It needed to be to parry even just one of her own strikes, but it was far too malleable to be of any resistance to last much longer. Just a few more attacks and it would be broken. She was quite surprised to see the blade shift into the shape of a woman with long blue hair. An Oathharn? She thought all of them had died along with the witness so long ago. Who was her opponent to be wielding one so adeptly? She stared through her bangs at the woman as she fired off bursts of lightning to test her. She wore an odd, flowing armor of light cloth that left her legs exposed and had a somewhat muscular body, which flew through the air at pace, swiftly weaving left and right to avoid the electric discharges coming her way. Her long, pink hair seemed immune to the static bombs she had set between the two of them, and the mortal's eyes burned in a violet that stared far beyond her, with an energy nearing an awareness. She was sufficient in heart, grail, and forge, but also wore 2 of the Ivory Dove's seals for her heir that should have rendered her fully impotent. Were they a trick of some kind? Her arm moved before her mind, cutting through the air in front of her to send a massive wound wave flying at her attacker. They clearly had physical abilities beyond most humans, but if even one of them made contact, she'd be bisected by pure knock, which no resilience would aid against. The girl ducked below the first one, then turned the movement into a front flip to avoid the side slashes that followed up. Her feet stopped abruptly as they hit the air behind her, and used it as a springboard to launch herself quick as a hare towards Sidakov. She closed the distance between them well enough, and even managed to do it before the sage's last wound closed in on her. A void a mile long and just as wide that only found purchase in the close-by mountain range, reorganizing it into a canyon. A violet vortex horned in on her, wielding 2 chakrams, and went on the offensive from a low stance, with a wide upward swing from the right, aimed at C's shoulder. She parried with the collar of her blade, even as the circular saw went flying high above her. The upwards force pushed her opponent forward and twisted her body into a roundhouse kick from the right, that the sage had to block with her forearm, which already started to grow numb from just a single strike. She easily dodged the first chakram from her uppercut as it came back down and retaliated with a diagonal downward swing from her left, ready to catch the woman as she came back down and slice her in 2. But she did not. Instead, the Fury used the stability of her forearm to push against it with her leg and switch her weight from her right to her left foot in a flash. She sent another brutal kick to the side of C's head, knocking her backwards and pursuing the opening with a vicious left elbow straight to the stomach, and a fist crashing against her chest, an explosion of drumbeat and sea salt. C's wings burst from her back, her skin growing tense, warm, and weighty, with a takeover of scale over flesh. It pushed away the cool wind, scraping the ground at their lowest point a few hundred meters below, and hurling up a momentary dust cloud between the 2 of them to gain some distance. To the both of you, it feels like the ground itself is being pulled from underneath your feet. It's hard to keep your upright position, almost pushing you to your pores instinctually. A portal appears to your right, and you can see Goldblood appearing through, wearing a white and gold suit with a large carnival mask. Status report. Vermelia stands upright and goes to him. 90% have escaped, 10% either dead or unsavable. He sighs, well, can always do better. Sybil will be coming soon. I've already spoken with her. Help me set up this ward, will you? Vermelia nods. He turns to the 2 of you. You don't ever stop causing trouble, do you? You have any intent to help with this?
If we can help, we can. We
Anything I
will.
can.
Perfect. He tosses 2 gauntlets, one at each of you. Hold that for as long as you can, will you?
You will do so.
He points at you, Rayla. You have more experience than him. You can form any kind of ward with your heart. Try and do that. Vermelia herself has already begun to draw through the air, forming more and more circles that begin to encompass the city. Goldblood snaps at her. No, not the city. That's already done for. Aim for the caravan instead. Understood? He himself begins to join in along with her as ripples of blood form amongst the sky above the caravan. They vanish after a moment. Illusion's now in place. Just keep working on it.
Well, can I interrupt and say something?
You all don't ask to interrupt. You can just do it. Don't worry about it, friend.
I'm like a vampire. I have to ask. Anyway,
Sure.
while they're doing that, can Rayla try to like set up a ward to protect the caravan? Like, if she like goes off in her own little corner and begins to dance, can she try to do that?
Yeah, you can.
We'll try to
That would be a dexterity roll. So make a check for it.
Okay, just straight dex.
With your proficiency, yeah.
I would also like to try to do something.
Sure, go ahead.
Bryn Mawr has little to no idea what he's doing. I'm trying to remember what all he was told about forage. Because
It is power and change.
so like, would he? Since he doesn't know much about heart, would he be able to use the forge that like is present within him to try to boost whatever Rayla's doing? Could he use himself as like a battery, like to like give some more juice into it?
Forge is you can certainly try. Forge, however, is an aspect of reason, not passion. If you do not know what you are doing, then it will not work. So if you do describe it in the right way, and you somehow happen to do it in the right way, it will work.
Well, what he is trying to do is he wants to. I'm assuming Bryn Mawr at least knows like the idea of like a ward. It would be like a shield, right? Like to that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like a barrier. He wants to try to strengthen that barrier. And if he can't strengthen it, he would like to try to like make like a shielding around, like another layer of it around it if he can't, if that is not possible.
All right. Go for it. Rayla, make a roll, and for you, make an Arcana check. Bryn Mawr.
Ooh. Oh wait, I'm actually not that bad at these.
For the dex roll that I did, I got a 17.
Ooh. That could have been better. I rolled a 9 total.
9 total. So 9, you try and add to the ward, but you don't manage to add anything of significant. There's just like small embers and blazes. Goldblood snaps his fingers at you. Don't forget the cup. If you're working on the ward, just give it to him.
Rayla will give him the cup.
Okay. Does he?
Just hold these for as long as you can.
I understand.
Make a con check, please. Bryn Mawr.
Ooh.
Since you have 2 cups, the DC will be twice as high if you want to beat the max. For each point that you reach, you are able to hold the cup for 5 seconds.
Okay, hold on. Now I need to see if I have a feature that might be able to help me out with this. Do I have... Does Rage give me anything? For con checks? Oh, I'm in the actions. I'm stupid. Resistance, strength... Can't take concentration.
As you verify that, we will turn again to Sirakoth's point of view. As the wings scrape the ground and hurl up a momentary dust cloud between the two of them, she gains some distance. The burr she'd felt at her chest from the fist is striking again. Her heartbeat gets irregular, tight, and suffocatingly slowing in response, growing old and cold and heavy until it led to silence. Had one of her hearts just stopped? Who was this woman? No mere mortal could have avoided the first of her strikes, much less landed their own and caused any true damage. She'd been wrong to dismiss her as simply an overzealous mortal like those she'd seen so recently. This was a proper adversary, and treating her as anything but would no doubt be a mistake you could not make a second time. Her transformation was complete, and she stood in her true form, dwarfing clouds with immense horns and carving craters in the earth with each step. Each of the 10 spirits she'd housed in her tattoos were now free and began to zap through the skies as thunderbolts would, flashing and thundering following their wake. They all hone in on the woman as she rose, her sword high. Though now it was over a mile long, it hadn't lost any of its speed or agility. and she intended to use that to keep the fight at her range. Gale winds break the dust apart, revealing the storm waiting within. She was in the midst of a twirl. A long, thin line stretched into a helix from the hand held above her head and reached slightly below her feet in a crimson tinge. The drakes close in, and they found an easy purchase with their fangs. Her foe hadn't even tried to avoid them, and she soon learned why. Her companions were all quickly shredded to bits, each of the helix blades accelerating on contact as they carved away through thunder and magic alike until nothing remained. She swung her sword, sending 3 massive wound nets to her opponents, each of them covering the opening of the previous, and she dashed after them to close off an exit.
14, by the way, for the con check.
14, so you managed to hold, that's 50, that's 20, and that's 70. So for over a minute you managed to keep the goblets. As you hold them, you can feel yourself growing weaker and weaker and weaker. Your voice begins to leave you a little bit as an odd orange liquid fills up the goblets. Just as you're about to collapse from them, Goldblood snatches them from you and drinks what they have inside. You can feel his magic growing exponentially stronger as the net grows and grows and grows, and more and more and more lines of that same blood begins to form in the air above.
Also, I
Said,
got a
"Well, how
17
long?"
on my thing.
You can hear voice resound through the air. 15 seconds. Goldblood keeps building and building his net. Okay, needs to last one. Needs to last one. Just one. Rayla, did you say something?
Yeah, I got a 17 on Rayla's thing.
Yeah. So with a 17, you managed to forge a barrier underneath Goldblood's, but just judging from the enormous attacks that are above, you can tell this is not the right magnitude of shielding. If you block one hit, it will be a miracle. Unless you have anything else propulsing it, anything else strengthening it.
Mm-hmm. Can she put her focus then into like purely supporting Goldblood's like barrier then?
Ow.
What is Goldblood doing?
He's layered layer after layer after layer of blood, lines stretched thin over the caravan, so a few hundred meters in the air above them. Almost like a net.
Is he just like standing there?
Well, he's weaving magic, but he's not physically moving.
Okay. If she seems like she can get like even like a word in. Oh. Huh. Okay, well, let's try this instead. Can Rayla try? She'll like kind of like grab onto like Brynmore's like arm a little bit to try to like center it.
Oh.
Hey, we're using you.
Oh, okay.
Can she try contacting Andre?
How?
She'll try to like access or like she'll try to sense whatever magic is like linking Brynmore to Andre and use that maybe as like a channel to contact him. Like in her mind, it's like her using her magic to connect with Brynmore and like hoping that'll give her access to Andre.
Make an Arcana check. The DC is 30.
Ooh.
He's 30. Oof. We will try it. Arcana. Looking new to this.
Could I do have proficiency. Could I give her advantage? I guess he doesn't
Sure.
really, actually he doesn't know what she's doing though, to be fair.
You can give her advantage if you want.
He will certainly try.
Yeah. If I get even a slightly better roll on this Arcana check, it would be nice. No. We max out at a 29.
Do you have inspiration?
No, I used it
used-
earlier
Oh,
like dumb
right,
child.
Nothing in this world can be obtained that is worth it without sacrificing something.
Okay.
If you
she
want,
can't-
if you may sacrifice something. Depending on the worth, you may get that +1.
Sacrificing something. Can she? I feel like I don't have a lot of things that are worth very much. Can I give up one of my rods of resurrection?
Do you?
Sure.
Give up the Rod of Resurrection. The one that you could use. The one that had any use for you. The one that was worth anything. And just as surely as that could have saved yours or one of your friends' life, perhaps now it will save others. As Andre, you're minding your own business, and all of a sudden you feel a ping. Something pulling at you. You can feel there's 2 strong presences, a lot of small ones, and 4 medium ones. One of them asked something of you. I'm not really sure what. What do you do?
Medium presences, a lot of small ones, and then 2 powerful ones. Does he even get like the elevation of it here?
Nope. You just
Okay.
know they're somewhere close together.
Does Rayla have the capacity to try to communicate more? Is this like the most she could do?
That's the most.
He hasn't been contacted in a bit. However, given who Andre is, he would not pass up the potential of something of his friends needing help. So I guess it's like, what can he do here? Because like the first thought would be like, you know, I'll give you some power to work with.
You have power, you have creation, you have destruction, and you have change. These are the 4 domains which you can affect.
Give me like 2 minutes. I need to take away my bias from this and put myself in his head.
I see. Let's hope you make your decision quick enough. As each of the nets that Sirika throws at her opponent, each of them many miles long, each of them very tightly woven with countless wounds that would tear anything they encountered to shred. They block the sky, turning gray clouds into purple passages, a 3-dimensional trap ready to tear in half anything it encounters. The combatant twists her body and leaps headfirst through the first square opening of the wound coming from the front. She grabs onto the air like a monkey bar and swings around, changing her orientation by 90 degrees, and throws herself at a diagonal angle upwards, feet first. Her legs go through the wound coming in from the side before the rest of the wound or the rest of her body do. And as her feet go first, the wound goes out the other end, her body unscathed, as it was the exact place it needed to be to simply avoid it, and the exact place it needed to be Just simply stand still and avoid the last net closing in from above.
I got it.
What does Andre Timmer do?
His sense of this is that since there are two extremely powerful presences, two medium ones and a lot of small ones, he's taking it as like some people are in. I mean, this is more just like a bias of like the strong people are probably in his experience, are the scary ones. So he would like to basically use creation to form a shielding around the weaker, like in comparison, presences.
I see. You do so. Please roll a D100. And tell me how strong you would like your shield to be. Would you like it to be weak, to be mildly strong, to be truly strong, or to be almighty?
Truly strong.
Truly strong. Please roll that D100. If you roll above a 70, you will not drive most people in your shield crazy.
Oh. Well, I guess fuck it, we ball. 86.
Nice.
Nice.
You make a truly strong shield that is able to withstand the entirety of one of Sirakov's blows. As you absorb the blow coming down, that net of wounds, your shield mends and fills up all of the holes of the wound, disabling its destructive potential. Only one remains, as since one was going sideways, one of them was coming from the front and one of them was coming down. You disable the one coming down. The one going sideways is not going to hit the caravan. The one coming from the front, however, is, as they have reached a higher elevation. Rayla, your ward, along with Goldblood's, begins to frit out. About half of the wounds are gone when the shield is mostly depleted. It keeps on going and keeps on going, and your shield breaks with a third of the wounds still there. You can see in the skies all around 1,000 smaller wounds opening as they absorb all of the great wound net. Goldblood runs a hand through his hair. Whew, just in the nick of time, are you? You can see there's a tiefling woman now standing at your side, as she herself is standing atop an endless spiral of conjuration circles. She takes a deep breath before more dirt is thrown up, debris shooting at you as Sirakov dashes through the city. The Gale turns to face Sirakov, but she would not give her the opportunity. Her blade is already coming down. The air around the blade is torn to pieces and erupts in screams as the sheer speed of the attack breaks through the natural barriers of the world. The attack lands. Her rival pushes herself out of the way, with the dark bubbles behind her back suddenly turn into chains, pulling her arms and legs back through two halves of a fanged maw, and flesh tore. Her strike went through several layers of magical strength, through cloth, through flesh, through bone, and earth, and rock, and world, as Sirakov's attack completely wipes out the city and the world. She brings her blade into an undercut and readies herself to bring as she pulls the sword back up, readying to desiccate through her opponent's body. She was not taking any chances. Had it not been for those unknown chains, her assault would not have landed a single hit, and she did not want to give such a fearsome assailant a single chance to counterattack. Her flames burned the air below her, the azure blaze heating it so much that natural thunderclouds begin to form above them. She scorches the ground below, turning sand into glass, reducing the nearby forest into ashes, as all of you are encircled now by a woodland that has spontaneously begun to incinerate, and evaporating the sea into a river of mist that overwhelms everything in the vicinity. The air is still, and there's no sign of her foe below. But she knew better than to ignore the massive presences around her. You can see Sirakath in her enormous, true draconic self, turning and looking directly at you. What do you do? Goldblood himself does not waste any further time as he reaches a hand through a portal and takes something out of it, breaking it in his palm and throwing it in the air. You can see an endless array of mirrors forming in front of you, with several times that in front of the caravan. Carmelia herself flies closer to the forest to extinguish the flames, taking them all within herself as she herself begins to combust alive. These are not flames meant for anyone to control. As she slowly begins to fall to the ground, deep breaths, Sybil follows behind her, an odd clamp in her hand. For the moment, you have Sirakov's attention.
She's not doing anything, right? She's just kind of there.
At the moment, she appears to just be looking at you.
Rayla's gonna like step forward and like, I don't know if this is gonna come off as aggressive. I hope she doesn't take it that way. She's gonna try to like use her wings to fly up to her, like just near her, and like yell at her like her name.
I see. Before we get to that, does Bredmore do anything?
I guess it depends if he's able to get up there with her. If he's able to like be on
If you
Rayla.
follow. Yeah, you could be on Rayla's back.
Yeah, like if she
You
lets him,
wanna
he
come?
will.
You can come.
He's not gonna let
Alright.
a child do this alone.
But yeah, as Rayla's like kind of going up there, she's like really trying to be like, I'm not here to attack. I'm Rayla. We met before.
You fly closer to her, and as she looks at the group of small presences, she sees two of them getting closer. There were a few below of note, but only one of them was of any caliber, and he wasn't the one she was looking for. Her sixth senses searched through the skies until she was surprised at a small presence in front of her. One so close she had to go cross-eyed to see it. There, with her chains broken, her stomach and his clothes still mending, stood her doom, holding a long, sharp whip with that same red string in each hand. The bloody whirlwind began to dance. Rayla, please make an athletics check. The DC for it is 30.
We're getting topsy-turvy.
What is this in
Brynmore.
reference to? Like, what exactly is she doing this for?
As the gales and the wind around you intensify drastically with each strike of the whips, you can feel the air cutting at you. Each moment, you can see small gashes opening along your arms, along your clothes, everywhere. This is to
It's like-
see if Rayla can manage to remain in disguise.
Oh, okay. I was gonna like if Rayla was taking damage, Brynmore would have tried to take it for her.
Do you think we should still go up there? I kind of want to see it. If we can. You're committed to this?
You want to fucking
If you're on my
ball?
back.
Yeah,
Let's fucking ball?
I'm down to fucking ball.
Okay. Yeah. then I'll do
I
the
doubt
athletic
this is
stuff.
something Brynmore can help with. I don't know if he can like steady her.
No, this one would have to be all Yash.
What am I doing in athletics?
Yeah, athletics. If you want, you can try and weave your way throughout the wind as well, but the DC will be 32 instead.
Do I get to use something different if I weave my way through?
Yeah, that's dexterity at that point. It would be acrobatics.
Yeah, I do feel like Rayla would dodge and weave more likely than try to tank something. So I'll go for the acrobatics.
All right, roll for it.
It's a 32.
Yep.
Can I get... No, I can't beat that no matter what. It's a 21.
21. You try and duck and bob and weave your way through the fight. You find yourself hit by a stray blow. Gust of wind followed by just a backlash of a whip that did not know you were there. And immediately, you are thrown to the ground at insane speeds. You must have been at least 200 feet in the air right now to be trying to get close. So you take 69 points of damage.
Can Brynmore try to take the brunt of this? Could he just grab Rayla and then flip over?
Yes, however, you were also going to take that 69 damage, so you would be taking it, you would be taking her damage along with yours.
Yeah,
Rayla
that's fine.
would
Could
not
he?
let him flip her over. There's no way.
Well, I was going to say that is fair. However, he's also going to rage and hope that this
That
is
counts.
bludgeoning damage.
You take half damage from it.
All right.
As you crash land amongst the city, you can now see Sirakoth's.
So now you
Leg.
could also still say no to this, but I did have a plan.
Okay. You can then take it.
Okay.
You crash land amongst the city. Brynmore, you take precisely 69 points of damage. And you are now at the bottom of the fight. Sirakoth is walking, her legs readjusting with each blow, each strike. As the bloody whirlwind dances, each movement of hers comes with 3 strikes. Each step pushes Sirakoth back, and each heartbeat she grew both faster and stronger. Each blow dug several meters into her body, tearing flesh and scale apart like there were no difference in the two. Blinding pain radiated off her as much as her blood did, drowning the surroundings with crimson screams. Her other self and claws were nowhere near enough to defend from the onslaught. She was being whittled down into lumps of flesh, and there was nothing she could do about it but revert to her human form. There, she fares little better. The terror dove on her like a tiger on a wolf, blows coming from everywhere as the blood shifted from whips to sickles, one of which kept her blade as the second dug into her neck. Her mind races and slows. Middle slash, parry, middle slash, uppercut into undercut. She had no time to think, only her instincts, those 2,000 years of training that were honed in the deepest parts of her muscles and soul, were keeping her alive as she slowly equalized the battle, giving up on defense altogether to try and kill before she was killed. But the monster she was fighting did not give a single chance. She moved with a ceaseless rhythm and a merciless offense. A stiff palm to the neck led to a high knee into the chest, into an elbow through her back, into a grapple, into her arm being twisted and broken in 3 places, into the sky-shaking scream of her skin being ruptured, into her arm being torn off and thrown away, cast aside to the ground. Further shower of blood pouring out of her as agony, like anything she'd ever felt before, spread through her torso. But she had no time for pain. She sprouted her wing through the new stump to gain a brief bit of distance. And, for a moment, she remembered when she had just been born. Just a scale of the head of the name of names. She remembered falling to the ground and slowly growing amongst blades of grass, learning the hue of the sun, the ripples of a pond. She found herself amongst that grove. As it slowly changed over time, so had she. She grew strong as only the very old and the very dedicated can be. Grew calm and wise as only the very grounded can be. And learned of the intrinsic strength of the world by existing and sharing with it. And now, as she reached her peak, the world had broken through her own. A mortal power, completely distinct from reason, the strength of a human heart. She didn't understand it, but she would overcome it. Each of these years, each swing of her sword, each drop of sweat she had ever drawn, and each second she had ever lived, she would put them all in her blade, on the line. Her entire existence, everything that she had lived through that made her who she was. She opened her eyes to a blank world. There was only her, the wind, and the tornado. She brought forth her blade, readying a thrust as 7 concentric circles of mathematical perfection below her. A single blow of 7 magnitudes above what she had unleashed today. Rayla, you recognize these as the same types of circle that she had shown you, Sunny, and Mavis. Of course, in her example, she'd only ever shown a maximum of 3 exponential growths. Doom unleashes her own weapon, bringing a hand down and unsheathing pink thunder, not lightning, thunder, into a vague weapon. Ah, the Witness's old blade. As the two of them get ready to strike, exchange their blows for the last time, Goldblood has moved all of his mirrors to be much, much, much closer to the pair. Sybil has formed 4 enormous wounds, each of them drawing energy away from the pair as quickly as possible. The shield of blood Goldblood had erected slowly begins to form once more. But you know, the both of you know, all of it will not serve a damn thing. Do either Rayla or Bryn Mawr do anything? The two of you stand, staring in awe at the blow. Sudikov can't help herself but smile. A fitting last exchange. They both dash towards the others. And the world ends in a bright flash. As Sudikov gets cut through, her blade torn into pieces by the pink thunder. Her body is pummeled by blows from every angle, from every way, sound itself beating the inside as much as the outside of what used to be her shell. She explodes in a small bit of fury and power, her large heart falling into the Rasha's hand. She grips it, the shockwaves emanating from the body exploding, tearing the entirety of the city to pieces as it gets thrown into the sea, thrown into the woods, thrown into the mountains, into the new cannon that has just been formed, and many more thrown towards the caravan. The mirrors manage to reflect most of the energy of Sirakov's blow towards the pair. Garasha seems unbothered. Most of the shockwave is absorbed by the wounds, but not all. What remains is more than enough to break through the barriers, break through Goldblood's blood, as it is thrown to the caravan in a veritable sea of debris. You can see many people collapsing to the ground, hit by projectiles going far too fast for them to potentially dodge or survive. Garasha looks up at the thundering skies and vanishes. The air around you grows soft as the winds slowly lose their intensity. Rain ceases, the clouds begin to clear. The ocean begins to take again the place that was its. The city now torn apart fully, a wasteland of stone and wood. Goldblood lets out a large sigh. He seems displeased. Dromilia raises through the skies. He helps her along as they both head towards the caravan. He shoots a look to the two of you so far down below.
Yeah,
Into
Rinmore's
the
already
city.
just like walking. Like it's like now that there's no like fucking immediate threat, he's just like that caravan needs some help.
You head over there,
Rayla
and
can fly us over, by the way.
Go for it. He's a little delirious right now. He took a lot of damage on that fall.
Fair enough. She'll fly us over.
find your way over there. And as storm leads way to peace, so too will this session come to an end.
All right.
Can't see it, but I'm holding both my thumbs up in a thumbs up right now.
That was pretty cool. So that's what you've been writing.
Yes.
That was pretty sick.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you also enjoy what is coming next.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That wasn't very good.
I'm gonna be honest. As bad as
You
this
be
was,
honest.
can't really blame Rayla that much.
What?
Because, like,
Okay.
there's one thing where it's like, Rayla could not have expected something like this to happen. Even then, why did they come back to fight over this city? Like, we don't know the reasons that, like, Rayla couldn't even know the reasons as to why they even came back. See, this is another thing where it's like, they don't inform us of anything, and then bad things happen, and it's like, well, we didn't know.
At some point, I do think Durasha has a little bit of responsibility here. No,
Oh, but I mean, we don't even know why they're fighting.
I don't know why they're fighting either. I don't know.
So, not our fault.
I feel like we're so beyond whose fault it is. What do we do, man?
Yeah, at this point, it's just like, well, let's just try to keep people safe at this point. Blame can be
Dude,
decided
we're, like,
later.
Dude, we're like in the apocalypse, but not. What the hell do we even do? This is like so bad.
Thank you, Rabba. I will do some research.
Oh, poor Daria. She's like, can I listen for a bit just as we just wrapped up?
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't think this is all of Rayla's fault. I feel like at some capacity, there are things beyond me. But also, we're so. Hi, Daria.
You had notes and like objectives. You're so much better than me at this. What the fuck?
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Refresh it. Refresh it.
I mean, it's gone now, but I was like, that's such a good idea. I was like, just to have like, hey, here's like a thing to keep in mind while you're doing this.
I did see a bit of that though. She has blood manipulation. That's hot.
That's what the helixes were. The lines.
Mmm.
I might have to
Like
fucking
while
change
she was
something
in
now.
when she was in the cloud, she like bit her thumb. That's why it was coming out from her finger, like from her hand, as it was drooping down. And she just made it like spin at insane speeds to just stare the dragons apart like a blender.
Oh, yeah. This is pretty bad. What do we do about this?
So hi Daria.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Daria.
Double. If I can ask for a small favor, I would love for you to send the recording for Daria, or I can also just redo